the last couple pages in, like, oh, like in hell. That's how it was, because I was like, I cannot stop until I figure out what is going to happen. I'm gonna be like, here you go, sis, read this and thank me later. This video is going to be like showing some love to some young adult books that I actually truly love. I probably rated all of them like 4 to 5 stars, and I had a really great time reading them. And I definitely recommend all of these, and I can't wait to get into them. So let's do that. Okay, so the first book is Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. It's basically about this boy, who goes to church with her, and he goes to school with this girl that he's been crushing on for the longest, right? But she's always been tied down to somebody else. So she's always dating this guys in the school or whatever, but she ends up breaking up with this guy, and he's like, okay, now's my chance. This is my dream girl. I want her. In order to get close to her, he joins the purity pledge that she joins at church, right? And so you kind of go through that with him, and like he joins the purity pledge. His dad's like, boy, please don't believe that for a second. And then his homeboys is like, purity pledge, like, why are you chasing this girl? It's like all these girls out here, and this what you want to do? He's like trying to battle also other dudes that's trying to get with this girl, because she's like the girl in the community. And like you kind of go through all this with him. It's definitely a YA, in the fact that he's like chasing this girl, and he's like battling all these peer pressure, and then like what his parents think and all this stuff. But it's also a super cute story about him chasing the girl of his dreams. It touches on a lot of things in the Black church, especially growing up as a Black kid in the Black church. It's super relatable, y'all. So y'all, pick this book up if you want to laugh and giggle, because it's a good time and it's a great story. So the next book that I got, it has a part 2, and I haven't read the part 2. I need to just order it. Briarcliff Prep by Brianna Peppins. It's about these 2 sisters, and they go to this school called Briarcliff Prep, and it's like a historically Black boarding school, and it's like super prestigious. Her family's big on this school. Like I said, her sister's been going there, and then she's the girl we follow, Ava. She's new to it, so she's going into the school. She's super excited, and she starts to realize that her sister's been acting a little bit weird, and she starts to get worried about her sister. And then as the story goes on, you figure out something that's happened in the school with her sister, and then trying to help her navigate out of that situation, but also staying true to herself. Kind of follows that story. The thing that I really enjoyed about this was reading about an all-Black boarding school. Like, I've never heard of that before. I don't know if that's like a thing, but it was really cool to read about it. And then they talk about their fits, like the uniforms, and like they go by year. So I think different years wear different things, but it was really cool to read about that. And then the teachers, and the way they were taught, they were educated, and these girls were extremely smart. Everybody at the school is extremely smart. You can't just go to this school. Like, it's very prestigious, but it was very cool to read about. I love this book. It was a YA book, but it had a lot of like life lessons in here. It just showed the importance of family, staying true to yourself, and like a beautiful like depiction of Black girl magic. It's top tier. I loved this book, and I love the cover of this book. Super cute. I really need to get the second one, because I want to catch back up with them and see what's going on. The next book I want to talk about is Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. This is the first book I read like this, and this book made me want to go and pick up the Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, the Inheritance Games. I have them right there. It made me want to pick up that because this book was so good, y'all. It reminds me of Get Out in a lot of ways. So basically, it's about this girl, Adina. She goes to this prestigious like academy. Oh, a theme. But yeah, she goes to this prestigious academy and it's mostly white. She's like one of the few black people there, and she's trying to get into like a really, really great college, and they have these trials that she goes through. And I believe I'm trying to remember, it's been a really long time. They either pay for her college or she earns a part of the family that owns this academy's inheritance, something like that. But she has to like go through these trials and win the trials, right? So you go through all of that with her. Some of the best like depictions of like games that I've ever read in this YA book, y'all. And it's very much given Get Out, like so much. Because she's a black girl through and through, but she's in like these white spaces. So you kind of go through all of that with her. It's a great book, y'all. Like, reading this book was like watching a movie. It was so vivid, so clear. You can really picture it. And like, I was sweating bullets. And like, the more you get into this book, I'm telling y'all, I will never forget how I was feeling. I was like, the last couple pages in, like, oh, like inhaling it. That's how I was, because I was like, I cannot stop until I figure out what is going to happen. Because it was like crazier and crazier. Like, I was so excited about the games and stuff. This book was so good, y'all. It's a great read. This is something that I'm definitely going to come back to and read again. And like, these books, I have a daughter. So these books I want to hold tight and dear, because when she becomes of age, I'm going to be like, here you go, sis, read this and thank me later. This book is great, y'all. I had a great time. So the next book is Every Other Weekend by Abigail Johnson. It's about these two teenagers that live in neighboring apartments, and they kind of meet each other. One of the teenagers lives there full time. I don't know if he was young. One of his brothers passed away, and his family's kind of reeling from that. So his other brother is like very angry. He's not somebody that you can talk to about like grief or anything. Like, they don't get along really well. His mom cries constantly. Like, she's so stuck in grief and her emotions. So she's not somebody that he can rely on or come to. She's like deep in grief. And during all of this time, his dad, who he like looked up to and admired, left. So he's dealing with all of that. And then you meet her, who her mom and dad ended up getting a divorce. So she comes to the apartment every other weekend. And then you kind of go through her family issues as well, because she's got an interesting family dynamic. But you kind of go through that with them, and then they meet each other and they fall in love with each other, and you go through their love story and how they'll see each other every other weekend. And it's a beautiful story. Like, I love this book so much, y'all. I'm about to cry thinking about it. You really get to know both of the characters, and this was an amazing book from start to end. I had a great time. I definitely recommend this book. Okay, this book, I was in Books A Million, and I just happened to find this book in the YA section, and I was like, oh, the premise sounds good. Yeah, this book is amazing. And it was Postcards from Summer by Cynthia Platt. And I think this is the only book she's ever written. After I read this book, I started following her, and I think that's it. I haven't looked recently. But that's sad. I want her to write more because I really, really enjoyed this book. And like the book is basically about this girl. Her name was Lexi. Her mom ends up passing away, and she passed away, I believe, when Lexi was really young. So she didn't know much about her except from what people have told her. And unfortunately, her dad doesn't speak much about her mom at all. So she kind of picks up things from, I believe, her grandma. Then her grandma dies and leaves her a chest. And the chest is full of things from her mom's past. And she opens the chest, looks over everything, and really is interested in going to where her mom grew up. And it's a place called Mackinac Island, I believe that's how you say it. And the island is only reachable by ferry. So she ends up telling her dad, I think she told her dad that she was going to like spend a summer going to different schools and traveling to see where she wanted to go to after she graduates. But instead she goes to this island. Her mom grew up in a hotel, so she ends up staying at the same hotel. And she experiences everything her mom experienced as she was growing up. And she goes through the chest each and every day as she's there on the island. You know, smells what she writes about smelling, sees what she writes about seeing, experience what she writes about her experiencing as a kid. And it's a beautiful story. And throughout that time, she meets this boy that she really, really likes. He kind of helps her experience the island as somebody who grew up there, to really understand her mom's writings and some of the things that she left behind in the chest for her. It's not a short book too. It's long, and I was here for all of it. And all of this was needed just to really encapsulate like how she was feeling and the grief she felt, but then the joy she felt by going there and doing what she did, despite, you know, lying to her whole entire family about her doing that. Cynthia Platt, if you somehow see this, please write another book, because I loved this book. This is like one of my favorite YA books. Very good. Okay, and the last one. This was my first Jennifer Hartmann book, and I was like, oh, okay, I need more. And this one is Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartmann. This girl who lives in this small town, her brother got convicted of murder. And it's the way it starts off, I'm like, whoa, what am I getting into? Because it's just plops you right in there. Yeah, her brother got convicted of murder, and the town is kind of like, So she kind of gets shunned from everybody in the town because of her brother. All she really wants to do is just get out of this town. She hates it there. Then she meets this boy, Max, and he has his own like family dynamic issues. His dad was disabled. He has a twin brother that he's not really close to, and then you kind of get to know them and their story. You kind of go through their relationship and their family dynamics throughout that time and how they show up for each other. The book was so good, y'all. I'm starting to sense a theme, like the YA books that I like are kind of like heartfelt books, to where they're going through like difficult family dynamics, and then they end up finding like their person throughout that time. It's just more genuine when YA books do that. Like, yeah, I have the cute little YA books where they're in high school and hijinks happen, blah blah blah, but those are the ones that really kind of stick to me. Those are the books that I really, really enjoyed, y'all. Let me get them. Hold on one second. These are the books right here, y'all. The YA books that I really, really liked. Please pick these up, y'all. If y'all do nothing else, y'all don't listen to nothing else, pick up these books. They are so good, so worth your time. You'll thank me later. So do that. Thank you for staying with me and listening to me yap about my favorite thing, books, and I hope y'all come back and watch another video. Love y'all. Mean it. Bye.